I praise him for the angels, the elders, and all their dedication. See, this truth, it'll cut you, heal you, it'll make or break you. This a spiritual walk, it's a spiritual ride. Just don't despise the chastisement when you get chastised. You a son, not a bastard, right? You gon' get chastised. It's a spiritual ride, just vibe. Yeah, just vibe. We gon' ride. All praises to the Most High.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, praise ya.
Mercy on you, mercy on me. They say the truth has set you free. See, prophecy been fulfilled for real. Now what the deal? We giving praise to the God of Israel, cause it's real out here. People get killed out here. They robbing, steal out here. It's getting hard out here. The love of many wax cold from what I hear. But we backed by the Most High, so who shall you feel? You gotta be bold and righteous to live. The flesh is seething wicked. Sin deceiving is vicious. Repentance needed to fix it. His mercy too exquisite to miss it. Just receive the listen. Let's stick to the mission. Believe and receive his blessing. You see, blessings come from above. None of us deserve it. None of us is worthy. But we praise y'all for his mercy.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, praise ya.
We really gotta stop, like praise ya. Stop and praise the ancient of days. Teary-eyed and with a smiling face, the praise you gave was already ordained. Stop and praise for keeping you in your lane. Give a praise for breaking off them chains. Before you let somebody steal your praise, think about the spirit in which they came. Think about the energy they gave. Is it worth it? Nope, never no way. Kingdom we broke into a praise dance. I praise y'all for D4 hug daps. Praise Yahweh for the congregation, and I praise him for the angels, the elders, and all their dedication. See, this truth, it'll cut you, heal you, it'll make or break you. This a spiritual walk, it's a spiritual ride. Just don't despise the chastisement when you get chastised. You a son, not a bastard, right? You gon' get chastised. It's a spiritual ride, just vibe. Yeah, just vibe. We gon' ride. All praises to the Most High.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, praise ya.
Mercy on you, mercy, mercy on me. They say the truth will set you free. See, prophecy been fulfilled for real. Now what the deal? We giving praise to the God of Israel. Cause it's real out here. People get killed out here. They robbing still out here. It's getting hard out here. The love of many wax cold from what I hear. But we back by the most high, so who shall you feel? You gotta be bold and righteous to live. The flesh is seething and wicked. Sin deceiving is vicious. Repentance needed to fix it. His mercy too exquisite to miss it. Just receive the listen. Let's stick to the mission. Believe and receive his blessing. You see, blessings come from above. None of us deserve it. None of us is worthy. But we praise y'all for his mercy.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, praise ya.
Shalom, Facebook. Shalom, YouTube. Are we up on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. Shalom, Facebook. Shalom, YouTube. Welcome to our prophecy class. Today we are in the book of Isaiah. We started the whole prophecy class all over. We finished up Revelation last week. We're going to start this thing up over again. We're going to go all through the prophecies and all the way up back again into Revelation. Some of these prophecies, there'll be something inside the prophecy that I think will be pertinent to your understanding, so that it may not be prophecy, but it is repetitive, so you would understand when we go there. So before we get started, does anyone have any questions? Okay. Let's go ahead and get started. Again, we are in Isaiah chapter 1. Steve, we're going to do this like we did yesterday. We did the same chapter yesterday in Isaiah. So I want you to go from Isaiah chapter 1 to verse 1 to verse 15, then drop down to 24 and the rest of that chapter.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 1. The vision of Esaias, the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Yehuda and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Yehuda. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for Yahweh have spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel does not know, my people do not consider.
That is identical to what our situation is here in America. It's people have rebelled against him, and they don't know who they are. They don't know who their God is. So what we have is perfect description of who we are. We don't know nothing. Go ahead, Brother.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 4. A sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken Yahweh. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward.
Mm-hmm.
Why should you be stricken any more? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick and the whole heart faint. From the sole of the foot even unto the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither moldified with ointment. Your country is desolate. Your cities are burned with fire. Your land, strangers divide it in your presence, and it is desolate as overthrown by strangers.
Mm-hmm.
And the daughter of Zion is left as a cottage in a vineyard, as a lodge in a garden of cucumbers, as a besieged city. Except Yahweh of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. Hear the word of Yahweh, you rulers of Sodom. Give ear unto the law of our Elohim, you people of Gomorrah. To what purpose is the multitude of your sacrifices unto me, saith Yahweh? I am full of the burnt offerings of rams and the fat of fed beasts, and I delight not in the blood of bullocks or of lambs or of he-goats. When you come to appear before me, who have required this at your hand to tread my courts?
Mm-hmm.
Bring no more vain oblations. Incense is an abomination unto me. The new moons and Sabbaths, the calling of assemblies, I cannot away with. It is iniquity, even the solemn meeting. Your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hateth. They are a trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them. And when you spread forth your hands, I will hide mine eyes from you. Yea, when you make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood.
Now, we can understand what Paul wrote in the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, that those animal sacrifices wasn't doing any good.
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh said so here in just these few verses. And so it didn't do anything for the conscience. So they continued to sin against Yahweh. And just got tired of those animal sacrifices being brought to them. So we see that Paul was right in Hebrew that they didn't do anything to change the man's conscience. So he had to prepare a better sacrifice in the Mashiach Yahshua, because his sacrifice was an unblemished sacrifice, but he had to be one of the children of Israel. It had to be a son that would be that sacrifice. I mean, it was prophesied to come. The Mashiach was prophesied in the book of Genesis. So we go through Genesis, the Torah, the prophecy. You see that he was already set on course, even in the book of Psalms, chapter 22. You see him talking in some of the prophecies. He's talking through these prophets. So he's pre-existing. He just hadn't attained that body yet. So that body wouldn't be, he wouldn't attain that body until prophecy concerning the virgin will conceive and bear a son. Right? Yahweh we'll get to that. Go ahead, Brother Stephen. Read verse 15 again.
And when you spread forth your hands, I will hide mine eyes from you. Yea, when you make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood.
Notice he said, when you spread your hands. We won't talk that. We always told to fold your hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like that. We didn't know we were doing it wrong. We were doing it like the heathen do it. And the reason the heathen do it like that is that portrait by Da Vinci, JC on his knees with his hand folded like that. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And that's where they got that from, with the hand folded together. together. But here it says your hands supposed to be open. Yes, sir.
I just think that looks like a pyramid or a phallic symbol or something doing it that way.
A pyramid.
It's sure like a phallic symbol. When you have like the pointing up like that, like symbol like
Well,
that.
I never looked at it that way, but you could you stretch your imagination. Yeah, it could represent that.
Right.
But I haven't seen any other group of people that actually, when they prayed, actually did this.
Right.
Only the Christian did that. So if you add in the steeple being a fact symbol, it's possible for that picture of two hands together. You can imagine that being there also. Right. Go ahead, brother Steph. Read verse 15 one more time.
And when you spread forth your hands, I will hide mine eyes from you. Yea, when you make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood. Verse 25, 24. Therefore saith the Adonai, Yahweh of hosts, the mighty one of Israel, I will ease me of mine adversaries and avenge me of mine enemies. And I will turn my hand upon thee and purely purge away thy dross and take away all thy tin. And I will restore thy judges as at the first, and thy counselors as at the beginning. Afterward thou shalt be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city.
No, he says he's going to restore thy judges. Who are they going to be?
From among our people.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna be like judges from among our people.
Yeah, they're going to be judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So who are they? Who do we know who they are?
They'll be the apostles, right?
Yeah, the disciples. Yeah. Can't count Judas Iscariot in that bunch, though, but nevertheless, the bias will be counted as a judge when that time comes around. So, yeah, he's referring to the Mashiach disciples. They're going to be judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse, what was that, 26, 27. Zion shall be redeemed with judgment, and her converts with righteousness. And the destruction of the transgressors and of the sinners shall be together, and they that forsake Yahweh shall be consumed. But they shall be ashamed of the oaks which you have desired, and you shall be confounded for the gardens that you have chosen. For you shall be as an oak whose leaf fadeth, and as a garden that have no water. And the strong shall be as tow, and the maker of it as a spark, and they shall both burn together, and none shall quench them.
In verse 29, it says, for they shall be ashamed of the oaks which you have desired. You shall be confounded for the garden that you have chosen. What's he mean by that?
It's like the grove.
What now?
Groves.
Groves, yeah. And that oak would be the shape of a god or goddess. That's right. That's grove. Brother Stephen, let's pick this up in chapter 2, verse 1 to verse 5.
Isaiah chapter 2, verse 1. The word that he says, the son of Amos, saw concerning Yehuda and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the Elohim of Yaakov, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. O house of Yaakov, come ye, and let us walk in the light of Yahweh.
Now, these 5 verses are very familiar with the Gentiles in the early days, Christianity. But you can't find one Gentile can tell you what that means. No Christian. They never read this, especially the last verse. It says, "O house of Yaakov, come ye and let us walk in the light of Yahweh." So they say the Jews have come home, but has this happened? Had the nation want to go up to Jerusalem to hear the word of Yahweh? No, they never mentioned that. Mainly because they don't own Jerusalem. There's a lot of Muslims holy sites, so they're fighting tooth and nail to keep them Edomites out of it. So we're gonna have to take our city back, Yahweh willing, from the Muslims. But let's go to Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1 to verse 6. Because you notice I'm skipping around a lot of stuff because it's not prophetic. It's actually in real time in his time, complaining about the unfaithfulness of the children of Israel. So we know about that because we're here suffering the punishment of their unfaithfulness. So we're going to keep it prophetic and pick it up in chapter 4, verse 1 to verse 6.
Verse 1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach.
So that flies in the face of women saying, I don't need a man. These 7 women gonna go up to one man. You want your name. So this is gonna be somebody else, not these women here in America. Because they got the audacity, and white women too. They got the audacity to say that they don't need a man. Yes, sir.
You know, I take this verse right here, cover. I show it to women that talking sometimes. I let them know, like, you know, first they ask how many women it's men. Most of them say, straight on, but like, it's like something really men. I say, when you take all the gay women, you take all the ones that you 5, this, that number drop down. Think about how many women finna die. There's only 7 women for one man. And, they get that look and thought in their mind like, there's gonna be a lot more women dying than men, but it's more, y'all. If y'all down to 7 to 1 man, look how many men finna die and how many women on top of that. You know what I mean? They keep that in their mind like
What they say.
don't say nothing. They don't stop talking. They don't want to talk to me no more. But I give it to them though, like, you can get you that because there's gonna be more women dying than men, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they'll
Clearly telling them I'm gonna show you something, you know what I mean? So they like it go around through their head.
Yeah, that's kind of scary
Right.
to them.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure by now they know that they outnumber men, right? So if the ratio right now says 100 to 1, ain't gonna get 7 left out of the women.
Right.
They're just real conservative. They're just being modest.
Yeah,
Like I said, I read a brother, he calls himself being an expert. He said he can be anywhere from 50 to 100.
yeah.
That's a lot of women. And like he said, it even go higher because you got so many brothers wearing dresses now. So you can't even count them as being men.
I don't think they're gonna be part of this bunch. They ain't gonna make it out.
That's what I'm saying. That's what increased that number to make it even more women.
Yeah, because the real women got to compete the ones that want to be a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want,
and all these other release people practice and you knock them off, that's a lot of women you not talking about.
Hey, man.
that's bad. A man can get a man quicker than a woman can get a man.
Yeah,
That's tough now.
yeah, that's kind of shameful because they don't know how to get a man.
Man, get it.
See, the thing about that is they fail for that okie doke, getting a career, college education first. Make your own money first. Don't rely on the man. Well, now you can't find one. This shit wasn't like that always. Back in nowadays, with our father's day, the woman wasn't trying to get a career.
No.
They was want a husband, right? Have some babies.
Right.
That was the main thing on their mind. Get a husband, have some babies. All the way back to the ancient days.
Right.
All the women wanted to do is get married and have babies.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's all. They done lost all that now. Yeah.
You know, I've seen something this from like the 60s and 70s where they was talking to a bunch of young women and they was talking about how they don't need a man, and they like it's like in the 60s and 70s, way back, they were talking about how they don't need a man and they can bring their child by themselves and do this and do that, like, it was just amazing, like how long ago they started that program of our mind way back in the 60s and 70s, right?
Yeah. Yeah. By the time civil rights movement, feminist movement, we talked about this yesterday. But that's what that destroyed black families. But then again, we found out that was a CIA project
Mm-hmm.
to destroy the black family. And they've been successful because they knew how to destroy by, first of all, getting to the women, give them power, money, positions, so that they don't need them. And then you put them on welfare. But the man couldn't stay in the house to raise his children. So, yeah, that was a CIA move. Yeah. What are you going to say?
Yeah, I was thinking of the other morning, but normally it comes in the morning time and now we do this. Um, and this the way grand thing. All that King, Abernathy, S.S. Jackson, John Lewis, and all of them fought for, white man was telling them all the while, stop that madness. And all still leave us.
Yeah. Yeah. Why you want to get in a cage with a lion? You ain't got no protection. They didn't know what they were getting off into, man. White folks, like you say, they try to warn them.
Yeah,
This is not for you. You ain't supposed to be doing this. You don't see nobody else doing it.
yeah,
Now you want to do something. You want to lie in bed with your enemy.
yeah.
You know we don't like you,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to mingle in with us.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. All the family destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Education of the children are gone downhill. They can't name you one. They can't name you one president. They can't name you one state.
Right.
That's how bad the education system is falling. So you have to put it at their feet. And black civil rights workers, it's their fault.
Yeah.
And ain't nobody admitting it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, you have a few people that make some strides.
Yeah.
Yeah, but where are they? And how come they ain't benefited all of us? See what I'm saying? So yeah, they get that token of affirmative action, Negro,
Mm-hmm.
but the rest of the people, they ain't doing so well, man. So yeah, we're destroyed worse than we were back in the 60s and 70s. Yeah, man.
You know, think about the other Yaakov. Remember the Christian Methodist Church. A lot of people was going there, right? That CME church. And Ella told me they had them up in the balcony or something. And they told them they wanted to come down there. And those Gentiles told them, you can't come down here. So they left the church, right? And they took those people, gods, with them and started another church. The
Yeah.
same doctrine, right?
Right.
And the elder Yaakov always said the reason why they didn't say it subliminally. That's what they said. They said, y'all need to get out here and find y'all God. This is not y'all God up in here.
Yeah.
Go find your God.
Right.
Man, they've been throwing that thing to us a long time.
Well, just like our father, they will listen to Yahweh. So how do you expect us to listen to white folks? So none of that black folks don't make any sense. So here we are. Now we can hear, but the rest of these black folks can't hear. We tell them, y'all the chosen people, man. They don't want to hear. I'm a Christian. I'm a Muslim. Yeah.
Well, it's true. If you look at this, I see it's like what Yahweh is giving them so much gold because that's like what you told Peter said that what was it?
Gold and silver have
Well, but this is good and acceptable in the sight of Elohim our Savior, who will have all men to be saved. Right? He said that to come into the knowledge of the truth. And I was having a conversation with my wife one night, Maisha, and I was like, you know what? Have any man ever came to you to tell you the truth of the Bible?
Yeah, they did what?
I said, has another man ever came to you to tell you the truth out of this Bible? She like, never. And I said, that's not. I said, it's got to be one of the things that God has in us, that a man that know who he is and know who his creator is something so powerful that no woman or nothing else can get to us because it was not a woman or nothing in this earth showed us this but Yahweh.
Right.
You know, in essence, it's got to be something in us that can never make us move from our creator. And when I found this, ain't nothing. My family, nothing to make me move from my creation. Nothing.
That means that you were preordained. You was already mentioned before you were born. Yahweh knew you before you were born. So this was mainly for you. Right? So people can see your life. And the same for all of us. We were strangers to this word, but we heard something that made a lot of sense. So Yahweh got us now. We don't want to turn this loose. So praise Yah, man. He got us out of that world and into this word. Right? Yes, sir.
That in reference to the disciples when they first heard Yahshua, they said, "Come in here, man." He said, "Come in here, this man. You're gonna hear something that you never heard before." Basically, and that's what happened to us. We heard something that fell on our ears, our spiritual ears, that we have never heard before in this life. I don't think I'm gonna be honest with you. I have heard thousands of teachers. I used to get up in the morning with the radio on, all through the day, on the job, listening, and listening at different ministers, and after all is said and done, I've never heard the word came forth that is coming forth now with the power and the showing, and then you open up the ears, the spiritual ears, where you can hear, open your eyes, where you can see, and then like for instance, Christianity does basically almost the same thing, but Christianity does it in terror, through fear. It doesn't do that. This don't use fear. You see, I wound you with loving kindness. Christianity, when fear jump on you, Christianity, you're locked in.
Yeah.
Don't pay your tithes, you ain't going to heaven.
That's
That's that fear there.
Yeah.
I got to pay them tithes.
Yeah, you got to pay some time.
Good point, bro.
They used to go to fire brimstone back in the day when I was going to church. Go burn the hell, then the hell fire, hell, you gonna burn fire, hell, hell, hell.
Real.
I mean, I used to hear that all the time and make you scared. So I want to be right with it. Man, after so long, you realize as you get older, you start to see something you that ain't right. You know what I mean? You see it, you know what I mean? One of my uncle wife and uncle drinking this, uncle there, think about it. Look like just like them, act like I tell you, just like them. I mean, you see through a prophecy, you know what I mean? So you just see it and you feel it, you know what I mean? And just being young out there in the streets that night, man, just thinking like, what was it like for slaves to be run? There's no lights, no darkness. You know, it's pure dark. Ain't no lights. You don't know which way you going. You know what I mean? You go north, you go south, you go west, and you get caught in another area, another state. You still a slave. And look at what and that whole city right now as a kid, looking at big growing up in Atlanta, going to multi kids like every year, going to that church every year, and like you folks turn over their graves.
Yeah.
You got an opportunity to do something, and y'all bow down. I never understood it as a child. I never understood it. You thought I was crazy, but I never understood it. When I started reading the Bible, I couldn't understand it more. Like, when that generation get out the way, our people can do something, but without this, they can't do nothing. Now I had to understand it. They just never understand it. Couldn't never understand as a child. And there's so many people with it. Our brothers I know went to Islam, went to that, because they couldn't understand what was y'all doing. They couldn't understand it.
Well, believe it or not, this is preordained for you to see. It is preordained for them not to see.
Right.
They can't help. Yeah. So it's like we separate. But after that, what the word does is separation. So if we're separated from the majority, that must mean we're on the right track. Because the majority don't believe this. They don't read what we read. Right? So we acknowledge who it is that's giving this to us.
Right.
The difference between us and them, and I always tell you, don't let no Christian creep on.
That's right.
Between us and them is that we can't see our God. They can.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes nothing much different.
The whole thing, though, you can't game a man for so long.
Yeah.
Them sisters died in them churches, but eventually those deacons and all that, they stopped going to them churches. They stopped because they see the game up in it.
Well, it's a lot of them dying off too.
Yeah.
They stay in deaconship all the 60 years, bro. They
Sitting
just
up there
die.
drunk, sleep, like
Oh,
you
yeah.
said.
And know everything the preacher said.
Yeah, they know that's the game, man.
Yeah. So yeah, Yahweh brought us out of that, man. Because that's what he wanted us to do. He didn't call out our family members.
No.
So I have to look at that. Why not? Why did he call my father, my mother? Why my brother and my sister? Why did he call? Why just me? Who am I? Right? So I would say, well, that kind of proved that he does exist because he's showing me things, but it didn't show them that. Now I can read his book, and my mother noticed that in me before she died, and that I was reading this book. You know what she said I was? You're a Bible reader.
I used to say that growing up, it's like, man, you're gonna lose your mind reading that Bible all the time. Yeah, you would just lose your mind.
Yeah, I take it as a nothing to remember. There's some that she noticed that I had changed, and I'm always talking about this book, so it put me in another category. So I'm a Bible reader now.
What they say that Bible, you read that Bible, get a headache, right?
I haven't heard
Because
that.
you can't figure it out, right? They said what he told it, Paul, much learning and made you mad. The same thing. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, well, yeah, that means we're in good company.
right.
You know, people look at it the same way. Y'all crazy. Y'all in a cult. Did you
Right.
have your hands up, man? Let's go ahead.
Want to start at one again?
What, chapter 4?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Isaiah,
Listen, Facebook, YouTube, listen what is being said here, because this is future. This hasn't happened yet.
Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach.
They're going to need a man then. They're going to need his name.
Mm-hmm.
So that hadn't happened yet, especially here in America. Like I said before, women saying, we don't need you. You don't need no man. Don't need his name. So this shows a different future. So yeah, we'll see this future come to pass. So I look down at Steve's house 2 miles down the road. All the women lined up in front of his door.
I'm gonna be like a 25-year-old man, it'll be all right.
I ain't gonna have no Viagra in the kingdom, Steve.
No, I'm saying once they take one of them leap and eat.
You already know, don't you?
But look at it, Elder. I know we've been talking about the women that has a man's name now, once they get somewhere, like you said, they use that hyphen. They have their last name and his name.
Right.
That's screwed up.
Yeah, that's just a recent phenomenon. My mother never called herself a maiden name. So this happened, I guess, starting in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Yeah,
So that's all used to hyphenated the name. That's an insult to the man.
that's right.
Yeah, but then not understanding that that's wrong, he went ahead and accepted it. But now we know.
Carmel, Keisha, Lance, Paul.
Yeah,
She got her husband name and her name.
yeah.
So she really hadn't turned herself loose from her family.
Well, you see who run the family. See who the boss.
That's the man they married gay anyway.
So what not?
That's the man they married gay anyway.
Yeah, well, these are the times we're living in. So, yes, sir.
Well, that's sure. That's really saying, when they got the hyphen name, which is the daddy name, and then tagging along with the husband name. Realistically, showing you how far it is from the truth.
We didn't know what the book said.
That's what I'm saying.
Right? We've been going along. Actually, the Christianity has softened black men
Yeah,
to the point where they feel like they must do what the wife tells them to do.
yeah.
The wife ain't got to do nothing he says to do, but he got to do what she say do.
Right.
That's the state of marriage now. Men don't know how to stand up and say no. You know, call the police on. My husband said no. Come get him.
Sometimes you want peace. That's so long like the peace I do that.
Yeah,
You try to keep peace with you, man.
yeah. Well, that's been again. I asked a question. During 1,000 years of peace and prosperity, Satan's gonna be in that bottomless pit.
Mm-hmm.
So how would that affect women?
It's a whole different.
Would it affect women? Will they still be the same women?
I don't think so. Because you got that, when you said that, you got that thing, Eve was all right. Just Satan came to her,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So he won't be around anymore. So I think there'll be more, they won't be, not, well, I know they won't be as aggressive as they have been, down through the years.
mhm,
That's what I think, because that question pretty much answers itself. If he ain't around, they don't have nothing to be tempted by, right? If they do it, they got a problem, man.
Well, who did the serpent go to first?
That woman,
Because he knew that was easy.
right?
So I'm looking all through the history of marriage between man and woman, and it's always been a battle. But they sweated through it. After a while, they settle down, be at peace with one another. The man knows his place, she knows her place, so they be at peace. But in the beginning of a marriage, that's not easy, man. Some people don't spot.
And you made a good point, brother. I'm trying to paraphrase, like Satan got in that serpent. He approached it. Now he gets in that white man, right? And the white man tell her all kind of things she can do without
Yeah.
a family and without children and without a man.
Right.
And he looking good, he's smelling good. He can show all the goodies, tell her come to his house, they're having a pool party. All that's temp. And they fall for it.
Yeah, no, man. They live big time, man.
And he gonna put he take this black woman because he knows she's not married. And he'll put her over his women in court. She'll be
Yeah.
ruling over white women.
Yeah.
And where you think she going with that? She got too much power to buckle down to a man.
Well, actually, what that does is change her whole psychology to think like a man.
Right.
So that's how they rule. Men rule. So if she's ruling over her boss people, she got to rule like a man rule,
That's right.
right? So she can't take no junk off nobody. So she got to harden her spirit and be mean to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you want a successful company, you got to run it like a man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
And that's why Willie Lynch was there for that reason.
What he said.
Willie Lynch.
Willie Lynch.
Yeah.
What about it?
He's just saying, basically saying Willie Lynch that, that recipe he had is working today. That's basically what he's saying.
Oh, animosity between the slave.
Yeah, the way how Yahweh instructed his book, and he had something to do with it. I thought he had something to do with it.
Willie Lynch?
Yeah, how he said his program going to last for the next 300 to 400 years, and it's happening now.
Well, what was that letter supposed to be written?
It was written, 300 years ago? 300?
In the 1700s or when?
I think it's
1600s?
Yeah, late 1600s.
Well, he was right.
Which is working.
Yeah, so we're coming to the end of those 300 years, he said. And now we realize what he did, if he did it, because they got some doubts about that Willie Lynch letter.
Doubts?
Yeah, they got some doubts about it because they don't believe that was the actual letter. There was no such person as Willie Lynch.
Oh,
Right.
but what they said he had a bunch of men on an island in Virginia,
Yeah.
and he literally rolled down a recipe, said, this is a recipe. They were thinking ahead, saying, these people got to be free sooner or later. We know what's going to happen, but this recipe can keep them mentally under our thumb for 300-400 years.
Yeah, they were right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I say, some doubt as whether he even existed. But it's still impactful that does describe the animosity between the former slaves. The young against old, light skin against dark skin, the women against the men. And so we got that now.
Yeah.
But back when we were born, man, during the 50s and 40s, it wasn't that type of animosity between us. We were content to be among ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It wasn't no such thing as, well, it wasn't light skin, dark skin, but back in them days, light skinned woman wanted the blackest man they could find. That was my grandfather. He was black as they can get. And my grandmother was a red bone. So that they didn't want to be that light skinned. They want to be dark skinned.
Think about them children.
But now look at this generation of black people. They're wearing weed. They ain't wearing their natural hair. They're wearing somebody else's hair. So how'd you get from the 40s and 50s to today with all that change? Because remember when that Black and Proud came out, right? Everybody started wearing afros,
Right.
right? With picks in their head.
Right.
So, but now look at it. What?
What's up, soul, bro?
Yeah, that's where we talk back in the day. But now they're decimated, man. That didn't last long at all.
Nah.
So now you got a new fad that the women are now having BBL and wearing weave and whole lot of makeup and lipstick, breasts busting out all over the place, eyelashes out the head, eyelashes on the car. They got all that phony stuff going on. You don't know what you're dealing with.
No.
Yeah. But that's the mindset of this generation. So I mean, it'll change as the generation goes. It'll change. It has to change from my generation to this generation. So it's going to change again. Fads come and go. Yeah. Go ahead, brother. Read the rest of it.
Isaiah chapter 4, verse 2. In that day shall the branch of Yahweh be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called holy, even every one that is written among the living in Jerusalem, when the Adonai shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. And Yahweh will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion and upon her assemblies a cloud and smoke by day, and the shining of a flaming fire by night. For upon all the glory shall be a defense. And there shall be a tabernacle for a shadow in the daytime from the heat, and for a place of refuge, and for a covert from storm and from rain.
In verse 3, it said, and it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion, and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called holy, even everyone that is written among the living in Jerusalem. So we got, if it's written, that means it's written down somewhere in a book. So now we understand we don't get the connection that word written with, they don't get that connection because they don't have that in what they call the New Testament itself, when the disciples, when Mashiach sent his disciples came back and said that even the demons subject to your name.
Mm-hmm.
And see, don't rejoice because that rejoice because your names are written up in heaven. So here we got another instance about whoever going to be in Jerusalem, their names are already written. Yeah.
So that Siba and his 7 sons, the reason why that spirit jumped on them, because their name wasn't written.
But they what? Well, their name?
Siba and his 7 sons that got jumped on, because their name wasn't written in heaven. The reason why that spirit kind of jumped on them like that.
It's hard to tell about something that they thought they could do and it backfired on them. But that, what's the most unforgivable sin? Blasphemy against the Holy Spirit, right? So you can't put that in that category. What these men did, they were fakes, and so Yahweh showed everybody around them that they were fakes. They couldn't cast out any demons, so the demon got on them, and they ran out naked, like a fool of it. So it doesn't mean that their name been blotted out, right? I don't think it was that serious for them to blot out, but get on what they did before that. Because they imposed themselves on these people, make them think that they could do what Paul did. They just made a fool of themselves. Brother Stephen, I want you to pick this up in chapter 5, and verse 20 to verse 24. Again, this is not prophetic, but you can relate to it today.
Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine and men of strength to mingle strong drink, which justify the wicked for reward and take away the righteousness of the righteous from him. Therefore, as the fire devoureth the stubble and the flame consumeth the chaff, so their root shall be as rottenness, and their blossom shall go up as dust, because they have cast away the law of Yahweh of hosts and despised the word of the Holy One of Israel.
So what you see black people are doing is nothing new. Because it's talking about them. Even though it's to that present audience of what he's prophesying about in verse 24. So therefore, as the fire devoureth the stubble and the flame consumeth the chaff, so their root shall be as rottenness, and their blossom shall go up as dust, because they have cast away the law of Yahweh of hosts and despised the word of the Holy One of Israel. Even white folk love his word. But the people that wrote the word don't like it. And there's too much reading. Ain't no pictures in there. If they had pictures, they might read it. I remember Bible that used to have pictures. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my black in there though.
Not at all.
Yeah, they made sure of that. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 6, Brother Stanton. Yeah.
Miss Liz, I saw Miss Liz this morning, the other day. I saw something in her car that I haven't seen since I was a kid. Her Bible was on the hook on the dashboard at the top. Same way, it was set the same way my mother used to set her Bible on the dashboard.
Was it open?
Yeah.
It's just on the dashboard.
Yes.
Well, that's prime for prevention. That keeps from people from busting in her car.
Yeah.
Yeah, they see the Bible in there, man. That's just like Dracula seeing the cross. They back off.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
Isaiah chapter 6, verse 1. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw also the Adonai sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. Above it stood the seraphims. Each one had 6 wings. With 2 he covered his face, and with 2 he covered his feet, and with 2 he did fly. And one cried unto another and said, Holy, holy, holy is Yahweh of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. And the post of the door moved at the voice of him that cried, and the house was filled with smoke. Then said I, Woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. For mine eyes have seen the King, Yahweh of hosts. Then flew one of the seraphims unto me, having a live coal in his hand, which he had taken with the tongs from off the altar, and he laid it upon my mouth, and said, Lo, this has touched thy lips, and thine iniquity is taken away, and thy sin purged.
Now, he's having the same type of vision that John the Revelator had. Remember, he was taken to heaven in the spirit? Well, what he's seeing is up in heaven. When he saw the Adonai sit on the throne, right? He must have been in the presence of Yahweh. Well, the presence of the angel. That's what he saw. And then you got the seraphims around the throne. Then all they do is say, Holy, holy, holy is Yahweh of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. That's all they do. But he feels like he's unworthy to be in that company. So what these seraphim do, he got a lion coal off the altar. Well, what's the altar for? What was that altar there? Just like the altar we read about in Revelation, that John the Revelator saw, of all the souls that had been killed for the word of Elohim. Well, we're looking at basically the same thing here. The altar has, this is not necessarily the altar of sacrifice. This is the altar of burnt incense. So that, again, he's in the presence of the holy. So this altar of sweet incense That's what they got told for. And they put it on his lips. So now all of this is symbolic of him being purged away from the past sins. My question is, though, in verse 5, it said, Then said I, Woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips, and mine eyes have seen the King Yahweh of hosts. What can be unclean lips? What does he mean by that? Was he using profanity? What unclean thing was coming out of his mouth? And what unclean thing would come out of the mouths of the people he dwelt among?
Names of the gods, probably.
What now?
Names of the gods.
What is it?
Names of the gods.
Names of other gods.
No, that's a little, you're stretching it there. But it's not necessarily talking about calling on the God. It may be the conversation itself. You're talking about the wrong thing. Like, you might be talking about women, talking about how to get over on somebody. And I mean, these are things that are not healthy for a relationship between them and Yahweh. They talk about the wrong things. So that's what they talk about. People are unclean. Because Hebrew is pure, right? The language itself is pure. It's what you say in that language may not be pure, right? Go ahead, Brother Seth.
Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I heard the voice of the Adonai saying, Whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then said I, Here am I, send me.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, Go and tell this people, Hear you indeed, but understand not, and see you indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert, and be healed.
That's why you don't see them reading out of the Bible in the Christian church. It's boring. So that's what he's saying here. Said, make the heart of this people fat and make their ears heavy and shut their eyes because they nod out. I see people nod out in the sanctuary. But I can understand that because you're in there in one seat, all you hear is somebody reading something. So that kind of makes your mind drift off. So this is what this book does with people that in the Christian churches. That's why I tell people in our congregation, get up and walk around. Because that chair can be heavy and hard. And you feel yourself dozing off, it's natural. You feel yourself dozing off, get up, get some more. Right? So that is what's happening here. And the same thing the Mashiach said in the Matthew 13, talking about the parable of the sower, that he spoke to the people in the parables because they couldn't understand the truth. So what we have here he's actually quoting Isaiah. The reason he didn't talk to the Jews like he talked to the disciples, because their ears are heavy and their eyes that they have shut, so they wouldn't know what he was talking about anyway. Right? So spoke to them in parables. Go ahead, verse
Isaiah chapter 6, verse 11. Then said I, Master, how long? And he answered, Until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate, and Yahweh have removed men far away, and there be a great forsaking in the midst of the land. But yet in it shall be a tent, and it shall return, and shall be eaten as a teal tree, and as an oak, whose substance is in them when they cast their leaves, so the holy seed shall be the substance thereof.
In verse 11, it said, Then said I, Adonai, how long? And he answered, Until the city be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate. Did that ever happen?
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Babylon.
Babylonians.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Babylonians came because we can see the sequence of events when that happens. In verse 12, it says, And Yahweh have removed men far away, and there'll be a great forsaking in the midst of the land. So yeah, they were taken in 70-year captivity. So that came to pass. It says, But yet in it shall be a tenth and it shall return and shall be eaten. That meant 10% of the people gonna come back into the land, and it shall be it shall be eaten. And it shall return and it shall be eaten as a tilled tree and as an oak. The substance is in them when they cast their leaves. So the holy seed shall be the substance thereof. So there has to be a holy seed coming out of that tent. That happened to be the Mashiach. Right, so we got the prophecy just about complete here. What I asked about the Mashiach on the scene, but let's continue to read and see if we can find a little bit more about the Mashiach coming on the scene. Go ahead and pick it up in verse, chapter 7, verse 1 instead. Read down verse 16.
Verse 1. And it came to pass in the days of Ahaz, the son of Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Yehuda, that Rezin, the king of Syria, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, went up toward Jerusalem to war against it, but could not prevail against it.
Let's skip over to verse 10 to verse 16, Brother Chapman.
Isaiah chapter 7, verse 10. Moreover, Yahweh spake again unto Ahaz, saying, Ask thee a sign of Yahweh thy Elohim, ask it either in the depth or in the height above. But Ahaz said, I will not ask, neither will I tempt Yahweh. And he said, Hear ye now, O house of David, is it a small thing for you to weary men, but will you weary my Elohim also? Therefore the Adonai himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. Butter and honey shall he eat, that he may know to refuse the evil and choose the good. For before the child shall know to refuse the evil and choose the good, the land that thou abhorrest shall be forsaken of both her kings.
So we're looking at verse 1. So it came to pass in the days of Ahaz, the son of Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Yehuda, that Rezin, the king of Syria, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, went up toward Jerusalem to war against it, but could not prevail against it. That's why verse 16 said both those kings will be gone. So we see that this child will be named Emmanuel. And meaning is more important than the actual name. Well, the meaning of that name means Elohim with us. That was the case when Mashiach got baptized. We don't, again, like I mentioned yesterday, we don't have any thorough history of him being a child, except when he was 12 years old. We got missing. But outside of that, we don't know how he did as a child. They say by the time he showed up to get baptized, he was in his 30s. So you got to wonder, what were you doing between 20 and 30? Don't have any history of that. Why? Because it does not matter. His history does not matter. It's what he did when he was on the earth. His ministry, that's what matters. Yeah.
You know, the mere fact that he was sinless, like I said, won't matter.
Right. Don't matter.
Some came up controversial. It would have been in the book.
Right.
But he had a clean slate.
Right.
So, like you said, it just highlighted what he did, what he came to do and what he did.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got a genealogy. That's all you need. Both sides of the family, Joseph's side and Mary's side. So that's all the past that you need. Right. All right, Brother Stephen, let's go to
No. Let you go ahead, man. You can have this.
Yeah,
But go on.
go ahead.
Now, I heard a pastor say one time about that 12 years, actions, that, no matter, think he preached his sermon, like he, the man said, he knew what Jesus was doing in that absence. He knew what Jesus was doing in the part of the Bible that absence, he over there in an old church.
What were they dealing with now?
I heard the pastor say that he knew what Jesus was doing in that absence.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he's the pastor over at a long over church.
Oh, so he the one took Eddie Long's place?
Yeah,
So he knew what Christ's childhood was?
yeah.
No, I don't understand how he know a white man don't know.
Hey man, I mean, they say you should know everybody's fruits, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I ain't heard the Pope say nothing about it.
Well,
So, how did he know? Who told him?
I don't know now.
This is a black preacher, right? Huh?
I have no idea.
In the Long Church?
He said he know
Well, he's a black preacher then, ain't he? Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he knew Christ, what he did as a child.
Yeah.
I think he might have got over that, the book of Thomas. Remember that?
Yeah, I heard y'all talk about
Yeah. The Gospel of Thomas
Uh-huh.
talks about the childhood of Christ, that he would make birds out of clay. You've heard this, right? He'd make birds out of clay and birds come alive. And then one day he killed a boy.
Yeah, that's it.
And then he brought him back to life. That might be what he talked about.
Well, I heard that comes
Yeah. Now that's it, huh?
that comes from that law, that book they wrote, the laws books of.
Yeah, that would
seen
fit
it
in
in
what they call a pseudepigrapha. Those would be the hidden books.
Yeah.
But they can't verify. They say the Book of Thomas,
Okay.
right? But they can't verify the authorship.
Some people too much like I don't have to stick to folks and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, he's supposed to be doubting Thomas, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, again, nobody takes that book seriously. That might have been what that pastor was talking about over the Long Church that he knew in childhood. That might be what he referred to. Yeah. Uh, Go ahead. Let me see
But
here.
that was before he turned 12 years old.
Yeah.
But Elder, he didn't have a spirit then.
No, it sure did. So how could he make birds out of clay and raise people up? He's just a child.
Yeah, right.
Seemed like word would have got out. You got this miracle child here that raises people from the dead. But yeah. How come it ain't in the book here? How come y'all would tell the white folks to put that in the book too?
What did we see the spirit? Boy, about 18 years later, if it from 12, boy, about 30 years old.
Yeah.
He didn't have, like I said, they don't read. But it come down to, like we always say, what it is, niggerism.
Yeah. Because they don't understand what the book says. They just make it up.
Yeah.
So see if it makes sense to anybody else. Right? Before you know it, everybody believe the same lie. Yeah. But the book is what it is. Y'all let who he wants to read this book, he let them read it. He don't let nobody else read the book. He chose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's continue, Brother Seven. With Isaiah. Let me see here. I think I want to go to Isaiah chapter 8. Chapter 8. Let me see here. I don't think I need to read the whole thing, but I'm going to do it anyway. Let's go ahead and read. Pick up at verse 1 to verse 22, Brother Sam.
Moreover, Yahweh said unto me, take thee a great roll and write in it with a man's pens concerning Mahar, Shalom, Hashbaz. And I took unto me faithful witnesses to record Uriah the priest and Zachariah the son of Yeberichiah. And I went unto the prophetess, and she conceived and bare a son. Then said Yahweh to me, call his name Mahar, Shalom, Hashbaz.
No, I guess it's implied, but the prophetess here must be his wife.
Yeah, that my book said son of Isaiah.
Your book say what?
My book said what that has a gas with the second son of Isaiah.
He said Mahar, Shalom, Hashbaz was Isaiah. He said second son.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're going to have two. Go ahead, Brother Sam.
Isaiah chapter 8.
Your thing still open? It's still running? Your screen still running?
Yeah. Running better than they ever have. The delay time is different. It's very short over here between the screen. Yeah. Go ahead, Brother Sam.
Isaiah chapter 8, verse 4. For before the child shall have knowledge to cry, my father and my mother, the riches of Damascus and the spoil of Samaria shall be taken away before the king of Assyria. Yahweh spake also unto me again, saying, for as much as this people refuses the waters of Shalom, they go softly and rejoice and reason and Remaliah's son. Now therefore, behold, the Adonai bringeth up upon them the waters of the river strong and many, even the king of Assyria in all his glory, and he shall come up over all his channels and go over all his banks, and he shall pass through Yehuda. He shall overflow and go over. He shall reach even to the neck, and the stretching out of his wings shall fill the breadth of thy land, O Emmanuel.
Notice he called the land Emmanuel.
Mm-hmm.
First, that virgin son going to be called Emmanuel. Now the land is Emmanuel. So we're looking at actually a type. It's the definition of who this man is, because if the land of Emmanuel, it's the land of Yahweh, land of Elohim. Right? So that again, I have to point that out. Emmanuel would be Israel. Right? It says that he shall pass through Yehuda, he shall overflow and shall go over, he shall reach even to the neck, and the stretching out of his wings, and I shall feel the breath of thy land, O Emmanuel. So again, we're talking to Israel, saying this is going to happen. Now, this is before what we read about here is before the Assyrians came and took out the northern kingdom, right? So that's what the Assyrians. So that's what we're talking about in Assyria here. In verse 7 says, now therefore, behold, the Adonai bring up upon them the waters of the river, strong and mighty and many, even the king of Assyria, in all his glory, he shall come up over all his channels and go over all his banks. So again, we're looking at what he's writing about before the Assyrians came and took the northern tribes out of the land. Yeah. Go ahead, brother. Step.
Isaiah chapter 8, verse 9. Associate yourselves, O ye people, and you shall be broken in pieces. And give ear, all ye of far countries. Gird yourselves, and you shall be broken in pieces. Gird yourselves, and you shall be broken in pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Take counsel together, and it shall come to naught. Speak the word, and it shall not stand, for Elohim is with us. For Yahweh spake thus to me with a strong hand, and instructed me that I should not walk in the way of this people, saying, say you not a confederacy to all them to whom this people shall say a confederacy, neither fear you their fear, nor be afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Sanctify Yahweh of hosts himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. And he shall be for a sanctuary, but for a stone of stumbling, and for a rock of offense to both the houses of Israel, for a gin and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
And many among them shall stumble and fall, and be broken, and be snared, and be taken. Bind up the testimony, seal the law among my disciples.
Now, this is the odd verse here, because it's almost parenthetical. It says, bind up the testimony, seal the law of my disciples. It never mentioned that Isaiah had disciples. So this is talking about someone else that has disciples. It's talking about Mashiach. So bound up the law, right? Well, didn't Mashiach have law too? Mm-hmm. See, he's saying that remember his law, right? Among my disciples. Mm-hmm. Right? Go ahead, brother.
Isaiah chapter 8, verse 16 again. Bind up the testimony, seal the law among my disciples, and I will wait upon Yahweh that hideth his face from the house of Jacob, and I will look for him.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, I and the children whom Yahweh have given me are for signs and for wonders in Israel from Yahweh of hosts, which dwelleth in Mount Zion.
Mm-hmm.
And when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits, and unto wizards that peep and that mutter, should not a people seek unto their Elohim for the living to the dead, to the law and to the testimony? If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. And they shall pass through it hardly bestead and hungry. And it shall come to pass that when they shall be hungry, they shall fret themselves and curse their king and their God and look upward. And they shall look unto the earth and behold trouble and darkness, dimness of anguish, and they shall be driven to darkness.
In verse 20, that says a lot, considering the time that we're living in. It says to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to the word, it is because there is no light in them. Look at all these churches. That's Sunday, right? Church full of folks, right? But they're listening to someone that doesn't have any light in them. So it must be entertainment. That just crows.
No doubt.
The crows on yours too?
It actually went off that place. YouTube on.
For 4 hours on it. They look at something. So they can't see me at all on yours.
Well, no. Yeah, he quit playing on Facebook.
Oh man, that ain't good. That's that us? That Facebook there? Okay. Lose anything? Anybody?
No, it's
Text
playing all the time.
usually when you do that, you lose everybody. Yeah.
So this is testimony, like my Bible said, be precept and usage. Is that about right?
Say what now?
When it talks about the testimony,
Yeah.
the Bible says precepts and usage.
Precepts and what?
Usage.
Usage.
Yeah.
I go along with that. What I got is the declared word. I also have a reference to Deuteronomy 4, verse 44 and 45. So yeah, I can go along with that because I got basically the same thing. We'll talk about testimony. It can be confusing because we know what law is, but what is the testimony, right? So the declared word, yeah. What did you say?
Precept and usage.
Usage,
Precept.
precepts and usage. Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah. Brother Stephen, let's pick this up in Isaiah chapter 9, verse 1 to verse 8. You write them notes down?
I had to write it down. So when I want to make a class, I can read some of this stuff and I'll get your commentaries and
Well, yeah,
spit my brain or something.
yeah, because sometimes you have to look these words up because see what kind of context that it been used in and match it up when it said the law and the testimony. We thought the law was a testimony, but that's more to the law than the testimony. It's more to the law. You got testimony to go along with the law. Right, so you look up what that word testimony, how it's being used here. Look at the context that it's being used. It's talking about the Torah, right?
It talks a lot about Judah. And Judah. It talks about, and he's scolding Judah and putting a lot on it. It says, now here it's saying, I'm seeing it as he's hiding his face from Judah. All right, and don't talk about none of the other tribes.
What verse are you referring to? Verse 17.
Hiding his face from, verse 17.
All right, it says, now I will wait upon Yahweh that hideth his face from the house of Jacob, and I will look for him. Now, this is the prophet talking right here, right? So he's talking about that because of the wickedness of his people in the land of Israel. Yahweh don't even talk to him much anymore.
So that would be Judah alone?
No, he just sporadic with his prophets. It's like, for instance, right now, what we just read here is the coming deportation of the northern tribe, right? So he's hiding his face from him. He let that happen because they had gotten off in the worshiping of the gods, right? So Isaiah is admitting that. He says, and I will wait upon Yahweh that hideth his face from the house of Jacob, and I will look for him. Now, we read in chapter 1 of Isaiah that he prophesied in Judah, right? So he knows that the northern tribe will get ready to be taken out. So he's waiting on Yahweh to come back, right? But they haven't come. The northern tribes never can return.
Right.
Right. You got a remnant of it they returned into the time of King Hezekiah, but the whole 12 tribe coming together again, that never happened.
No.
Yeah. So that's what that's talking about.
They separate.
Yeah. Yeah. But where are they now?
They're still scattered.
Now they're still slaves.
Yeah. No, I say they're still scattered.
Oh, scattered?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
But do they know that they're scattered?
No, they don't know, but they blending in so lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. So Yahweh's going to have to send his people out to go gather those people back unto him.
So
According to Isaiah 66.
okay, but that's why he's so like angry with Judah, because
Yeah, well,
like,
that's
putting it on us. We got to do this.
yeah, well, we do fit the prophecy. I'm sorry. It didn't say that about the rest of the tribe.
You're right.
It's talking about the house of Judah, the remnant of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
That was going to happen to them. So we were fortunate enough to be in the right place at the right time
Right.
to see that this was already talked about.
Right.
What we went through was already written down. Right. So yeah, Judah had to hear it first. So now we hear it. Now, but as far as the rest of the tribe is concerned, we don't know. They may not even. They may not, because Yahweh kept us separate from white folks, right? So we thought they were being unfair. No, Yahweh was preserving the seed.
Yeah, right.
Right, so we don't mingle the seed like maybe the rest of the tribe did.
Right.
They might have mingled their seed among other nations.
That's true.
So they may not look like we do now, because all the Israelites, like I said, we kept us separate from white people, so we dilute our seed. So we could imagine that Judah looked like us, so we look like Judah. Now the rest of the 9 tribes,
Who knows?
we don't know. They may not even know. That's why Yahweh got to send some folk out there and get them up out of there. Yeah, man.
Yeah, he said they're going to hunt them from under rocks and everything else, right?
Yeah.
Now, I can see why them 12 tribe brothers, calling these Indians and Eskimos and Panamanians, all them. I can see why they're doing that, because they've been miseducated, right?
Yeah.
They don't actually know. All you have to do is read the book. They've been sprinkled all over Europe and Asia, right?
Yeah.
But you never hear anybody talk about it. My sister, nobody talks about those other mission tribes.
Yeah, I know. They think all of them came over here.
Yeah.
No, they ain't what the books. They're going to
No.
scatter out 4 corners of the earth.
Right.
So, yeah, they can't imagine Israel being anywhere else but America.
Yeah, well, they, like I say, they don't read the prophet.
Yeah, and the thing about that also, the people that they claim are part of the 12 tribes of Israel, they never went along with the program. They never said, they're right. They never said that. So they just name it and claim it. So, yeah, you Indians, y'all part of Issachar or somebody.
Yeah, right.
So just because y'all wear fringes.
Yeah, you know, I kind of find that odd. They say, but it's trying to come lately with these young boys trying to beat somebody. We're doing a civil rights movement and Rodney King and all that. You didn't see no Indians and Panamanians out there in that crowd protesting and demonstrating. You see people out there with us.
No, I'm sure they did.
Uh,
Yeah.
And I confronted a brother with that one time, and he pretty much just kind of backed down. I said, where's all those people? I said, even when this George Floyd got killed and all that mess up there in Minnesota, you didn't see no strangers with us up in there.
Nope.
Just basically white people and Jake tearing up stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, they can't prove none of what they believe, but that's what they believe.
Yeah.
And they're international. So somebody giving them money.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, so it ain't us.
That brother.
We still in a
How long has you're thinking in the other 2 tribes that blended in with Judah? How long have they been with Judah?
You talking about Levi and Benjamin?
Exactly.
Well, we all over here.
I know.
You got Levi
I'm saying,
mostly in
when
the
do they
islands.
come in to blend? When do they come in with Judah to blend?
Well,
How
they,
long has that been?
yeah, but they drop a lot of them off in the islands.
Yeah, that's true.
So the rest of them ended up in America. Actually, the majority of them was in Brazil,
Yeah,
right?
large
So,
amount.
so
You're
yeah,
right.
so what did they say about 90 million of them?
90 million
Yeah,
in Brazil.
Yeah, that's Judah that.
Yes, yeah.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
people. Boy.
But for some reason, Judah here in America is doing better than Judah in Brazil.
Yeah, of course.
So they got real bad prejudice down there,
Yeah,
real bad segregation.
yeah.
But here, yeah, they look at us and these people so crazy, just let them have what they want. Get on our nerves.
You see Brazil, you rarely see us on TV down in Brazil even today. You rarely see us. I mean, you might see some of us as the women for the carnival, but you might see them shaking. Other than that, you don't hardly see none of us men down there in Brazil. I mean, to this day, TV shows, commercials, whatever, they don't show none of us down what they do down there.
Yeah, I know. So, I don't know, man. They ain't making no noise like we do here.
Yeah.
So I don't see them on the platform, on the internet, nowhere. So they really ain't reaching out, letting people know that they're there. All you hear about, like you say, carnivals, and they tend to lean towards African traditions, right? So they may not just know any better, right? What you gonna say?
Well, what's happening big down there in Brazil, he trying to, especially the Brazilian women, they for a better life. For a better life now, they go behind the European male men.
Well, yeah, that's where it's always been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you like the Mexicans, when they first start coming across the border, look, we don't want nothing to do with the slaves, we consider us whites. And
Yeah.
that's the attitude down in Brazil, But, most of them when you see a Brazilian brother, he don't have that yellow complexion. You don't see too many dark ones. You're trying to absorb them, I guess,
Yahweh made us such a reproach. Don't nobody want to be with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so praise Yahweh for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The elder was saying, when did Benjamin and Levi come together with Judah? Wasn't that back in Ezra? They've been together.
Yeah, when they came out of the Babylonian captivity
Right.
after 70 years, that's when the three tribes that went into captivity came out of captivity.
When the priest came in, Benjamin hadn't came in, right?
All three of them were there.
At the same time?
Yes. Yes,
I
because
thought one
because-
fell off and then came back. I thought it was at two. There was only two tribes at one time, and then the third one came in.
He talked about Jeroboam picked Levi out and replaced him.
Oh, okay,
That's
yeah.
That's what he's talking about.
Well, they were still in the land. They hadn't gone into Babylonian captivity yet, right? So Jeroboam took over and made other men to be priests and kicked the Levites out.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
And they came back down to the south to Judah
Right.
to be with Judah, Benjamin, and now you got Levi. So those are the three tribes. But yeah, right after Jeroboam took over, and made them gods, right? Saying these be thy gods, O Israel, that brought you out of Egypt, right? So he kicked the real priests, the Levites, out of their office. And so they came back down to Judah where the temple was. And so they stayed there with Judah. That's why you got the house of Judah now.
Okay.
Yeah, that was before the Babylonian captivity.
All right.
Yeah. No, I take before the Babylon.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay. Sometimes I get to talk. I don't remember what I said. Go ahead, Brother Stephen. Pick this up in chapter 9, verse 1 to verse 8.
Isaiah chapter 9, verse 1. Nevertheless, the damned shall not be such as was in her vexation, when at the first he lightly afflicted the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, and afterward did more grievously afflict her by the way of the sea beyond Jordan in Galilee of the nations. The people that walked in darkness have seen a great light. They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them have the light shine. Thou hast multiplied the nation and not increased the joy. They joy before thee according to the joy in harvest, and as men rejoice when they divide the spoil.
Mm-hmm.
But thou hast broken the yoke of his burden and the staff of his shoulder, the rod of his oppressor, as in the day of Midian. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments roll in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
Mm.
For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth even forever. The seal of Yahweh of hosts will perform this. The Adonai sent a word into Yaakov, and it have lighted upon Israel.
So we can see this in the Mashiach here in verse 6. For unto us a child is born. Who's this us? So nobody asked that. So Christian think about it's talking about them.
Mm-hmm.
Unto us Christian a child is born. Unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty El, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. These are platitudes. These are things of exaltation, right? So they didn't call him the Father, Everlasting Father. Mm-hmm. But nevertheless, he spoke for the Father. He said the thing that the Father told him to say. Yeah.
That's how you see how they kind of mistaken a little bit. Talk about he's God.
Yeah, that's where they get that from, that JC is God. But then you can't leave Isaiah, not Isaiah, but Psalm 45.
Right.
She said, therefore, God, your God, has anointed you with the oil of gladness above thy fellows. So God has a God.
Man, that's a hard one.
I know, because ain't but one, right?
Yeah, you can't go out there and just tell anybody that.
Yeah, that's meat. You don't want to throw meat out there.
No,
Yeah. Leave that out. We don't want to know what that means.
Right?
Yeah. They don't even talk to people like that because they believe in one God too, right? So the concept of God having a God is making the brain melt. That can't happen.
I think about that. If they pray to JC and name JC, you tell them JC has a God, yeah, you might end up in the hospital. Emergency.
Yeah, because he's God to these people, right? And the thing about JC being God, they can actually see him. Yeah.
So basically, what we are actually seeing now in reference to the judgment of this land, what I gather out of that was one word coming from that. What actually has happened to this land? Have the madness started already?
Madness.
Yeah, that didn't happen already. Started already.
What
Has the madness started already in this land? Madness.
No, not yet. No, we getting that though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, y'all was showing us what's going on.
Yeah.
Right. That what we see happening in America is not normal.
Right.
Right. So that must be a reason why these things are happening in America. Not even counting the fact that next year America will be 250 years old.
Right.
And I hope it be her too.
That's the timeline of all empires.
That's right.
Except for the Roman Empire. But nevertheless, most empires don't last more than 250 years.
Right.
That's up next year.
Yeah.
Praise you.
2026.
Uh-huh.
2026.
Yeah. Because they started at 1776, right?
Yeah.
So 250 years later, 2026.
Which is actually is the number of man. The man was created on the sixth day, right?
It's a man was created on the sixth day.
Yes.
Yeah, which is actually 2026, and it's symbolizing the number of man. You understand what I'm saying? Because man was created on the sixth day.
Yeah, but that's a year.
You know, I heard people say the 666. That's the six body parts. the sixth, and you were born created on the sixth day.
Is that called numerology? Is that what that
I
is?
Say
guess
more or less that's what that is.
I don't know what it's called. I heard people say that now.
Yeah, they throw them numbers around. They're supposed to mean some different things.
White folks good for it.
Yeah, well, that's my wife.
You know, my mother said that JC was exactly 6 feet tall. It ain't
Who said that?
my mother.
Your mother.
Yeah, that ain't written nowhere in the book.
How she know?
I don't know. She never read about it. She went to church, but she never read about it. He never read about it.
So that explains a lot, Steve.
Don't put that on me.
now it makes sense.
Say 6 foot tall.
And in the second verse.
But what this is saying also in verse 7 said the increase of its government and peace there shall be no end upon the throne of David. That means the son of David, right? And upon his kingdom to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth, even forever. The zeal of Yahweh of hosts will perform this. So Meshach has made his appearance, all right? So we have to follow along with the timeline. Because it took 1,000 years for the Meshach to be born from David's bow, right? So now he's going up into heaven, and so now the clock is ticking. So Yahweh open up our eyes, see, hey, right? So this thing going down now time.
Right.
So we're looking at when the Meshach returns, we should see some signs. Not only with Meshach told us to look for, but signs like America falling.
Right.
America cannot be on the scene when the Meshach shows back up.
No.
It's not real. So yeah, everything they serve that purpose, and now it's time for us to get up out of here. Everybody gotta get up out of here. Go ahead, Brother Shepard. Let's go to Isaiah 10, verse 20 to verse 23.
Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty Elohim. But though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness. For the Adonai Elohim of hosts shall make a consumption even determined in the midst of all the land.
So you line that up with Ezekiel 20 and verse 32 to verse 38. When it says, for verse 23, for the Adonai Elohim host shall make a consumption even determined in the midst of the land. So you line that up also with Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8 and 9. Because 2/3 of the people are going to be purged out of the land. So that's real permanent here. In Isaiah, there are a lot of black people got to die. They're not coming into the land. Yeah.
In this verse right here, verse 23, and in Zechariah, it says all the land. So with that purging even starting before we get to it, like kind of like starting now, kind of like
It'll be while we're in the wilderness.
okay.
Yeah. So the wilderness, actually, when you look at it, when our father first went into the land, when Joshua first went into the land, they coming out the wilderness and going up to Jericho. And Jericho would be part of Judah's land at that time. So the puzzle to me is they were scattered all over Israel before they went into the land. But when the time came for Joshua to come into the land, they all went through Jericho, all 12 tribes. So what were they doing up in Carmel and all those other places? So yeah, we're looking at when it says For Yahweh, for the Adonai Elohim, hosts shall make a consumption even determined in the midst of the land. Verse 22, for though thy people of Israel, be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decree shall overflow with righteousness. You understand what it says, overflow with righteousness? Because they're going to be breaking the law. The law is going to prevail, but y'all are going to die because they'll be out there doing every kind of thing they can think of in their imagination. They're going to die for it. Yeah, that's why it says it's going to overflow with righteousness. They're going to deserve to die. So if you got family and friends, you got to warn them. He's not playing. You see, he wasn't playing with our father, but he kicked him out the lane. Yeah, so a lot of black folk got that. I will go over to the invasion of the nations against Judah in verse 28 and verse 34, but I'm gonna skip that. Let's go to Isaiah 11, verse 7.
Verse 1. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. And the Spirit of Yahweh shall rest upon him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and of the fear of Yahweh, and shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of Yahweh. And he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after the hearing of his ears, but with righteousness shall he judge the poor, and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked.
Mm-hmm.
And righteousness shall be the girdle of his loins, and faithfulness the girdle of his reins.
In verse 1, it says, there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall go out of his roots. Well, so we understand what that means, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We're talking about the Mashiach.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention it again. That word branch, the Hebrew word for branch is netzer.
What is that?
Netzer, Netzer. And then when you read up in the gospel, you see where he came when he was born. They took him up to Nazareth. So it's a play on words, but that you see the link between the branch and Nazareth. Right. So we know it says in verse 2, and the Spirit of Yahweh shall rest upon him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, Spirit of counsel and might, Spirit of knowledge and of the fear of Yahweh. So the fear of Yahweh is actually a spirit. Nobody even considered that. It's a spirit. So you can't fear Yahweh. The Spirit doesn't put that in you to fear him. So it's all talking about the same thing about what's going to happen when the Mashiach returns, that he's going to judge all the earth. Let's pick it up at verse 6, verse 7. Now, again, what we're reading here is the kingdom of heaven, right? But it's mentioned in a different way than actually say that this is the kingdom of heaven. Like the Mashiach said, repent for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Well, this is describing the kingdom of heaven right here. Go ahead, verse 17.
Isaiah chapter 11, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf, and the young lion, and the fatling together, and a little child shall lead them. And the cow and the bear shall feed, their young ones shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox. And the second child shall play on the hole of the ass, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice.
So we're looking at the Garden of Eden here, don't we? Right? So this is the type of kingdom the Mashiach is going to have, that even an animal will become herbivores, like lions, wolves, meat eaters. Maybe eat straw. Yeah. Maybe Maybe they should come and pat him on the head. Go ahead, Brother Pat.
Isaiah chapter 11, verse 9. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of Yahweh as the waters cover the sea. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious.
Mm-hmm.
And it shall come to pass in that day that the Adonai shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Patroth and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Yehudah from the four corners of the earth. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Yehudah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Yehudah, and Yehudah shall not vex Ephraim. But they shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines toward the west. They shall spoil them of the east together. They shall lay their hand upon Edom and Moab, and the children of Ammon shall obey them. And Yahweh shall utterly destroy the tongue of the Egyptian sea, and with his mighty wind shall he shake his hand over the river, and shall smite it into 7 streams, and make men go with dry shod.
Mm-hmm.
And there shall be an highway for the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, like as it was to Israel in the day that he came up out of the land of Egypt.
All right, we're going to stop right here and open the floor for questions. Does anyone have any questions? Let's see here.
Keep it short. We got to go. No long. Yeah, walk there. You got to leave now.
All right, and let's see what's on chat. I think did you lose a picture? Oh no, it's back. All right. Okay. I got Sister Rachel on Facebook. Shalom, Sister Rachel. Shalom, Julius Brown. Shalom, Sister Nava. Shalom, Mickey Anderson. Shalom, Soul in Israel. Shalom, Brother Malachi. Shalom, Brother Benaiah. This is Shalom, Mickey Anderson. I think I missed him. But when I said 2026 is 250 years for America, us, that's deep. Great shot. Shalom, Carolyn, Israel. Shalom, Brother Ezra, been Israel. Elder, when we read, if they speak not of the law, the testimony, there is no light in them. Is that referring to them not having the law in them or not adhering to the law? They don't have the law in them. And plus, they have the law written out. So they have no excuse because the law is open for everybody. It's in the language of the people that they dwell among. And it's right now, but they've been told that the law been done away with. So they can't speak to this law. Because even though the law is right before, they can't speak to something, speak about something that they don't know anything about. So that was my question. What do Christian preachers talk about on Sundays if they ain't speaking about this law?
Nothing.
Nothing. Right. Yeah.
With that, we still since the law was the light. So with all that other knowledge and stuff, I can't remember what the side said about the full of darkness. Would that light be a light of darkness, like a dark light? I think you said like a dark light. When you said something about, there's something I remember you said something about the full of darkness, the light of darkness. Would that be considered all that other knowledge?
He's talking about the Mashiach when they mentioned if that light be single
Right. It was the top of darkness.
Be darkness.
Right.
And how great is that darkness?
Right. So would that be considered like dark light?
Dark light.
I mean, I guess you like that. That it's dark. You know what I'm saying?
In darkness there is no light, so you can't really refer to darkness as light. It's darkness. To us, we can see it darkness, but to them, it's light.
Yeah, because I mean, I hear a lot of people talking about this light and it be witchcraft, it be this, it be that. They talk about calling it light, but it's really just dark. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the world.
So if it's not a Torah, if it's not about a testimony, then it's really just dark.
Right.
They call it light, they learn something.
Yeah.
So,
Well, yeah,
really
you
don't
know,
listen.
we do have a conscience that has a light in it. That's why the Gentile can be brought into this without them even knowing the law. There's no light in them, but they still got that conscience. What's right, what's wrong. Yeah. Let's continue. Yeah, Brother Ezra, mainly talk about the law. They don't have this law, then there's no light in them. Like you said in Proverbs, they say the law is light. Right. Elder, you mentioned Psalm 45, God having a God. Is that referring to the spirit Israel and the Father Yah? No, it's actually talking about the Mashiach Yahshua after his resurrection. Now, he was a flesh and blood man that had that God Israel inside of him as a flesh and blood man, but that flesh and blood man was there for a special purpose, and that's to sacrifice that unblemished man for the sins of the children of Israel. But Israel himself that left him because he had become so sinful. That's why I said, my God, why have you forsaken me? Because he had been with him all this time. He got used to it. And all of a sudden he can miss it. He knows, my God's gone. I don't feel him no more. Right? So, is that referring to the spirit of Israel and the Greek Father? No, it's talking about the Mashiach himself. Because he became a God at his resurrection. If you're the Son of God, then you're God. Right? So death has no hold on him anymore. So he has all the attributes. Actually, he's a new creation, but he's the first of his kind. So he got godly attributes in that he can never die again. He has control of time and space. So he qualifies to be a God. Uh, Shalom, Brother Eric Johnson. What does the Bible mean when it speaks of the second death? Do they live forever in its lake of fire, or will they just be no more? The first suggestion is correct. If they're not raised up in first resurrection, and 1,000 years later there'll be a second resurrection, and they will be raised back up and be killed again and thrown into the lake of fire. All right, so just because they're killed again, that doesn't mean the cessation of life. They're still be alive because they've got to be tormented and in pain forever. So that would represent their second death, that they would be in the lake of fire. So that because of the name, mainly it's because their name was blotted out of the book of life. So your name ain't in the book of life, then it'll be as if you never ever existed. Good question though, Brother Eric. I got Brother Alhaji Ben Asherwala, the last one.
On YouTube.
No, yeah, YouTube. I just know the YouTube, man. So we been, oh, okay, make it up. Shalom, the priest and saints question. Ammonia came out to fight against Israel coming out of Egypt. They came back 300 years later to fight Jephthah. I think it may talk about the Ammonites. Yeah. Will they do this? They came back 300 years later to fight Jephthah. Will they be there to fight against Israel again? No. The Ammonites. Let's see, Moab and Ammon. The Moab and Ammon, the Ammonites are are the ones that are being killed over there in the Gaza. If you check, you will see that most of those people are Ammonites, are the sons of Lot. So you got Moab and Ammon over there in the land of Gaza, and right now they're getting the crap bombed out of them.
Mm.
And so, but if you notice, you read up on it, you see most of them are headquartered in Jordan. Well, that was where they originally was from. Uh, uh, if you look at the map of the land, you see all the land on the other side of Jordan River. You see, so you see Ammon, Moab, and Esau, Edom, right on the other side of the Jordan River. So with they're not gonna. They're right now. They don't have any might. Don't nobody want to deal with them. The Egyptians don't want to deal with them. The Saudi Arabians don't want to deal with them. So they will be the ninjas of the Middle East. Yeah. No, our hands will be filled with, first of all, with the people that are in the land right now, the the Edomites, the Khazarians. We're gonna have to face them, and we got to get them out of the land. But then, while we're there, according to the prophecy, all the armies of the earth, all the military people of the earth will come up against Jerusalem. So we got to fight in that fight. So that again, that'll be when we come out of the wilderness. The 3.5 years of being in the wilderness, according to Daniel chapter 7 and verse 18, it said the saints shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever and ever. But Moab and Ammon, the Ammonites will not be part of that, of taking that, because they have no power. They have no country. They have no military yet.
It wasn't running Jerusalem when we had to boot them out to.
Who?
It wasn't where they run Jerusalem.
Oh yeah, all that's got to go. Yeah, can't be worshiping no other God while we're there. Yeah, but they're going to be part of that one world order. It'll probably be the military that keeps the one world order. One world order. So the Muslims don't mind killing you. Right? Yes, sir.
I went to a tie place and got a tie, from a used tie from my coat. And at the very end, the guy told me, the Mexican told me, "Thank you, madman."
Thank you, what?
Thank you, madman. I had
Madman.
my poopy on. He said, "Thank you, madman."
Called you a madman? Because he thought you was a Muslim?
Yeah. I guess that's what the scene in there.
Well, come to think of it, I have never heard of a Mexican Muslim.
No,
Have you?
he was telling me.
I know, but he was telling you a madman, but nevertheless, he thought you was a Muslim, right? Well, I just took that to the next level and said, I have never seen a Mexican Muslim. I'm not saying that he was a Muslim.
Really?
I just said I never seen one.
Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, but not Mexicans.
No, yeah, they got about everybody else, but somewhere they don't want the Mexicans. Those people pretty decimated, like I said, but they fit the prophecy that was going to happen to them. God was going to kick them out of their land, and they did. But Otis, Shalom, damn, one fly.
Yeah.
And he got me at the top of this list. I'm gonna get that. Ninja right. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna mess him up all day long. He probably follow me down to Family Fun Day.
Okay, just hang on, man.
Isaiah 11 and 13.
Got food down there for Otis.
The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the abscess of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. So, can you explain Isaiah 11 and 13? Yeah. If you notice, when they split up, they will oftentimes fight amongst each other. You have Judah fighting against Israel, and Israel fighting against Judah. That's what Ephraim means, Israel. So they were at war with each other until the Assyrians came and took the northern tribes out of the land. So yeah, they would be at war with that. Verse meant that they had been at war with each other. Shalom, Kimberly Israel, there's quite a few Mexican Muslims in Texas. You know what? I did remember hearing them say they're going to put forth a law saying that Texas must keep Sharia law. Have you ever heard that?
What's European country doing?
A conservative state like Texas,
Yeah.
boy, what this country coming to?
All
That's
European
crazy.
countries doing it. All European countries.
Well, they've been doing it.
Yeah.
But they dropped their borders and they let them folks come up there. Well, they've been doing it. But Texas,
Yeah. They're trying to pass Sharia law.
wow.
Islam.
Yeah, you're right about that, my
Yeah.
sister.
Islam.
I don't see anything else on here.
That's Texas.
And who that is?
I can see Georgia doing that for Texas.
Yeah. Well, it's spread. Yeah.
Nice.
So get ready for your children to start losing their hands.
Yeah.
Because, you know, them children like to steal. You know what the law, the Sharia law says about stealing. Yeah, cut your hands off.
Yeah, but don't give them no ideas. Don't do that.
Who?
You don't give them Arabs no ideas. The
Yeah,
Muslims.
they've been doing that for hundreds of years.
Yeah, I do it. I do it. I'm good business.
Yeah.
Tell you what, one thing about it, cut your hands off. Everybody else will feel one.
I don't see anybody else coming on here. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and shut it down. Appreciate your call, the text. I hope that answers the question, Brother Otis. I appreciate that Sister Kimberly Israel let me know that there are Mexican Muslims in Texas. I didn't know about that.
So these
Because I said I never seen a Mexican Muslim, but then I never been to Texas.
Hispanic practicing Islam. I mean,
In
Mexican.
Texas. Mexicans in Texas practicing Islam.
The Muslim might do this.
Yeah, that's what Sister Kimberly said. Man, that cold spoken.
What Texas I
Say what? I'll let you take my car.
Come on, Zach.
I just stay here.
I would let you take salad one time a year.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. Facebook and YouTube. I'll give you 5 seconds for the last question. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Did you see these other elders that say shalom to?
Who?
Let me say shalom. These are one that's disappeared when we said it.
Oh, you had some more there when you reset the last song?
Yes.
Okay.
They go to mouse this year.
Well, one thing about Islam, she made her last one on this tree. She ain't coming home. We lost that thing, then what? Nebuchadnezzar, that was their last one.
Shalom, Brother Abraham in Israel. Shalom, Kwame Russell. Shalom, Julius Brown. Shalom, Elder Tobiah. Shalom, Brother Eliyahu. He went under the knife this Friday.
We got a thing.
Oh, okay, you gonna say something? Okay. Shalom, Sister Daraya. Shalom, Roosevelt Petrie. Shalom, Elder Mick. Shalom, Thomas J. Miller. Shalom, Brother Hodiah. Shalom, Brother Hannock. I hope that explanation about I gave you about First Corinthians 7. I think it says something about 13. That who knows, oh man, whether you save your wife, who knows a wife, will you save your husband?
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine one of the things that how can a wife save her husband? Well, I said it may not have to do just with him, it might be his house. Then you look at an example of that, the Shipra and poor, because they wouldn't kill the male children, so y'all made them sure house.
So I got down to, but she showed her faith and sticking what she believed. Her husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he be pleased to stay with her, yeah, don't leave her. And then you got Rahab, whose house was saved because you have the Hebrew children, the Israelites. And so, yeah, when I spoke about houses, that's what I was referring to in 1 Corinthians chapter 7.
Let me ask you something. Can you also, this person, could you put an Abigail in that thing when she went to King David? Could you?
She wouldn't qualify for a house.
Yeah.
She's just a wife that gave David a son. But we're talking about Shipra and poor.
Yeah.
It said about them having husbands at all. And Rahab, and she was a hoe.
You're right.
Shalom Elder Hiram. Shalom, Mickey Anderson. Let me see. Did I miss somebody? Oh yeah. Yeah, brother Enoch. No. Shalom, brother Mickey Anderson. Shalom, brother Benaiah. Shalom, brother Eliyahu. Okay. Thank you, NCCI, for your prayers. Y'all prayers that y'all heard and answered for a successful back surgery last Friday. I'm watching this program on my phone from my hospital bed. Continue praying for me as I go into rehabilitation therapy this week. You got it, my brother. You got your family praying for you now.
Who we talking about here?
Brother Eliyahu on the West Coast. Brother had that real bad back problem. He made it out here with all that pain. He still made it out here and got his baptism. That's the spirit right there. Yeah. So he's not gonna let him live another day till he gets baptized. Don't care how much pain he in. He's gonna get that baptism. Yeah. Praise Yahweh for you, Brother Eliyahu. Yeah, of course we're gonna continue praying for you. Shalom, Brother Yaakov in Israel. All right. Shalom, Gregory Rucker. Bobby Russell, let's see here. I just want to say that thank you for everything that the congregation has done for me. I've been watching you for a while now, since 2016 on YouTube, and I just want to say thank you. Help me understand the scriptures more. It helped me on my walk on this journey. Praise God. Let's see here. Adawan Ben Yasharala. I got 2355. What he said, what book? What book you talking about? I mean, what chapter and what book? We've got 2355. Like that might be a time on the military time or something. Uh, Shalom, Brother Clarence Marks and Sister Yulita. Shalom, Brother Alahayam and Sister Malaka. Okay, I guess that's it. Yeah. Okay, I got some more folks come on here. Okay, Sister Rachel said they will not allow Sharia law in Texas. They stopped them from building their own community. The governor of Texas signed.
I would think so. Yeah, I didn't believe that.
They stopped Sharia law from happening in Texas. The governor. Okay. But Cujo Goody, where can I find a lake of fire starting Esau's land? You go to Isaiah 34, that'll tell you where the lake of fire starts. It said that fire will never go out. So the lake of fire will be started in the land of Esau. That well, we'll be now we can see uh, in Isaiah, the last verse of Isaiah, it says well, that fire will never be quenched, the worm will never die. Well, we'll be able to see the lake of fire, even when the kingdom of heaven is set up, because the beast and the false prophet will be in that lake of fire for 1,000 years, right? So we'll be able to see it.
Y'all will have that. He gonna have everything set up for us not to see.
Yeah.
Spirits, unclean spirits, casting out of arts, say them in the bottom pit, beast and the false prophet. You're gonna be able to walk by there and see them. And I'll be damned, people still gonna get off their job.
Yeah, I know, bro. Well, look at what our father did in the wilderness. They had the pillar of fire and the pillar of cloud right there, and they still built the calf.
That's us.
So I don't know what they were thinking about. I won't know what they were thinking about this time.
Twin players gonna play with us out.
Let's see here.
They deal with it.
Lonely Red Wolf says, Okay, just saying that twice. All right. I don't have anybody else. Okay, I'm gonna go to call it a day. Facebook, YouTube. We are heading out for Family Fun Day today. Y'all be willing. Uh, we're gonna see you again, y'all be willing, on the third day, which is Tuesday night, 8 o'clock for our history class. But right now, we have a family day set up, so all the family that's in our congregation will have a good meal and good fellowship time. Um, okay, Shalom Heroes 580. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. Thank y'all for joining us. All right. Thank God for joining us.